Hello everyone. So a number of you have been asking how it is that you can change your backup lights on your Subaru Ascent. It's actually pretty easy. What I got was some Diode Dynamics 921 XP50s in white, and those are just direct plug-in replacements. And they just plug right in over here. The problem is you might be unsure of how to do that. It's actually very simple on all of the Subarus. On the older Subarus, you had two push clips that were located here that you could visibly see when you opened up your lift gate. On the Subaru Ascent, those clips are hidden behind here. So the way to pull this off is actually pretty easy. You just grab over here and you pull straight back this way. It levers out because there's a little latch piece here that sits inside of this trim piece. So you just pull towards you. You'll hear one clip release and then pull a little bit harder. And you'll hear the second clip release. Lift up and pull out. This is the latch piece that I was talking about that goes underneath here and clips in down here. After that, it's actually pretty easy. You use a 10mm socket, or you could use a screwdriver. I do suggest using a socket instead. Now I'm using a screw gun to make it easy. You only have these two over here that you have to release. One, pull it out, grab the second one, and pull that out. After that, the entire headlamp assembly, or tail light assembly rather, slides forward. Grab over here, grab along the outside edge over here, pull it towards you, just like that. Now what you're going to find once you open this up is that there is a very limited amount of cable here to work with. So there is a trick to make this a little bit easier for you. What you need to do is you will see right over here a thin piece of plastic and a thick piece of plastic that's cut in the middle. This is where this wire comes out to give you some room to work with. So all you do is you twist that thin piece in a teeny bit, you pull your wire out against it, and now you've got some space to work with over here. So now that once you've gotten some working room, you take your socket, and it's the bottom socket over here. You twist it counterclockwise, about 1/8 of a turn, and then you can pull it out. Here's your bulb. This is a direct push-in bulb, so you pull that bulb out. Now that I've touched this bulb, if I do want to reuse it, I do need to clean it off. So you would get like a glasses cleaning cloth or something and wipe off the bulb, put it in with that. I'm not too concerned because I don't think this bulb is ever going to be used again. So we're going to take that out. We're going to take our Diode Dynamics replacement. Now this bulb is a little bit longer. It's still plenty short that it does not hit the lens on your rear light, but it is a little bit more difficult to put in because it is a bit longer and you don't have very much working room on your cables. So you very carefully put that in. You make sure that your seal is still in place around your light socket. And you pull back. Make sure you haven't moved the seal. You align the socket, and once it's aligned, it's 1/8 of a turn. Make sure it does the final click. After that, you want to make sure that you align these little slide latches here with the tabs on your car. You've got two tabs that it slides onto, and then you've got a hole over here which this push pin goes into. There's the hole for the push pin. Now this is the part where a lot of people destroy their light assemblies or have their lights hanging off the side of their car. If you don't align this and you try and push it in like this, you're going to crush these little clips. And once you do that, you're not going to be able to properly attach your light. If you look at the clips really closely, you'll see that what happens is that little opening there is where these little slide latches slide onto. So you've got to make sure that you align it in a way where you're not crushing the clips when you slide that on. It's actually pretty easy. You start right about there, which is only about 1/2 inch back. And that's right at the very edge of your little slide rail. You then simply push this forward, and it's not locked in right now. When you push, you're going to hear the center pin pop into place like that, And that's how you know it's secured. After that, it's really as simple as reversing the rest of the steps along the way. So at that point, you take your 10mm bolts. I always start them by hand threading them in. Make sure all the little rubber seals are in place that go behind the black plastic piece for your rear taillight housing. The reason being is that's part of what helps reduce the noise and makes it sit firmly. Tighten them up, don't over tighten them because you don't want to crack them, and don't make them too loose because you don't want them to fall off. Now once that's done, you're almost entirely complete with what it is that you need to do. After that, you grab your trim piece. Again, this little clip here has to go in first. It goes right down here in the very bottom. Once that's in, your trim piece sits right against this, and then just push. It'll fall into place. You got your one middle clip there, and you've got your one top clip. And they're both in, and you're now done. And you've now changed your backup light right there. Now, if you were going to change your ambers or anything else, it would be the same thing. Obviously, the outside ring over here is LED, so there's nothing to change. But if you wanted to change your amber turn signal, you could do that. We've just changed the reverse light to one of the Diode Dynamics. It's the 921 XP50. And that's all you have to do in order to change those. The other side is identical, except, of course, everything is a symmetrical, exact reverse of it. So we're going to do that one next, but since you know how to do it, I'm not going to sit there and bore you with doing the second side. Same steps for both sides. So there is a trick to testing your backups, your reverse lights, without the need to have anyone else with you. You make sure your car is on a flat piece of ground and the emergency brake is on. You then do not put your foot on the brake. If you have a push button start, you tap the start button twice, which puts your car in accessory mode but does not start it. That will unlock your shifter. Once your shifter is unlocked, you can stick the car into reverse. It's not going to go anywhere because you haven't started the engine. So here's my original bulb here. And there's the Diode Dynamics, which is brighter. It's hard to see in the daylight, but here's a comparison of both of them. It is whiter and it is brighter. So this should be great for backing up and light things up a lot more. We're going to go and change out the other one right now. And then I will have both of mine changed. I will save these as backup bulbs, but I have the opinion that I probably won't need them since the LEDs will last longer. You can see the difference in intensities by how this is flaring out the side of the images, so you can't even see the red piece underneath here. This isn't. So the Diode Dynamics definitely are brighter. This one here is a lot dimmer than that one. It's not as easily visually identifiable on the camera, but we'll probably take another picture at night if anyone's interested. Hope you enjoy replacing your new bulbs and get a little bit more brightness for when you're backing up.